Good evening. Welcome to Options Tender. It is Monday, 7/11/22. Welcome, everybody. So we got our breakdown. We're going to jump in right into it. ES on a multiple time frames. And then we're gonna post our Elliott wave on our Patreon just to give them a little something special. But if you're new here, go down to that bottom right hand corner, hit that Options Center logo, and don't forget to subscribe. If you get these notifications, we try to do as many videos as possible when we're not on the road. So I want to update you here. We have on the monthly real quick. Looks like we're bear flagging. Next stop would be the 50% retracement around that 3,500 area. Let's move on to the weekly. And if you like this information, just don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps out the algorithm so we can get this information out to other traders. All right, so here we are on the weekly. This tells a lot here, you guys. This is the 8 EMA in the turquoise. It's heading downward. It's a trending indicator. We're trending down. We hit that 8 EMA and we continue to head down. The same thing is happening now. We were in this this consolidation. This mark moved up here. The price moved up to where I'll draw this little line here, right back to the, let's call it 3,900 area, right around there. And you see that's where it's rejecting off once again. So now after this consolidation, will we actually break down? In my opinion, yes. This is a bear flag situation where we're starting to break down at this point, but we're still in balance here. So nothing, we're not gonna, it doesn't seem like we're gonna accelerate at this point, but if we start breaking these lows, we'll start to hit these levels down here pretty quickly in that 3,500, a little bit over area. All right. Downtrend continues. Okay, daily time frame. Trend is our friend. And a lot of people were looking at this wedge, right? Consider that a bullish wedge. One of these days, we're probably going to break out of it, either to the upside for a correction and then lower, or actually break down from the wedge, which is the scenario that I'm playing right now. So all in all, those are the two simple ways to put it: break out and break down for the bears, or just break down for the bears. Bullish scenario, we're just not ready. We're not ready for that yet. So the all-time highs, I don't think that's coming anytime soon. Okay, so we had our wedge. We had a wedge breakdown here. We talked about wedges on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook. And we had another wedge. We broke down from that wedge, back tested, and now put on a doji. Let's call that kind of like an evening star doji. I know it's not perfect, maybe a hammer candle or something like that, but the formation is like an evening star. We had a big, strong move up, a doji candle, like a hammer, and then a reversal candle. Now we were held up by the 8 EMA. I don't think that's going to hold us long. We're still trending down. Didn't even make it back up to the 50-day moving average. But in yesterday's video, we were talking about this supply area. You see this doji candle where we reversed last time? Well, that's the supply area. We got into supply and actually broke back down underneath this this support once resistance, now resistance less was report. You know what I mean. So we're continuing our move down. That's the first day of a reversal, and we'll see where it takes us next. I do believe that we'll continue this move to the downside. So we had this downtrend line here on the MACD, came back up to it, and it looks like we're reversing at this point. Will we had the daily divergence. You know, it's possible that we start breaking down that divergence and heading lower, because it can head much lower than this level here down in the 100 area. Okay, negative 100. All right, and for the RSI, like we said on the video yesterday, we didn't actually hit this downtrend line. We were at the 50, so we could possibly break down from the 50. And we can continue down lower from there. And if we start breaking this actual triangle, then you know the acceleration has already started, seeing that this is a lagging indicator. So yeah, all in all, I think we'll continue to the downside. Let's go to the 65-minute chart, see if there's anything else that we could pull out of this, out of the indicators. All right, so we had a tiny wedge as well. So we had this wedge that we broke down from, started another wedge, which in my mind is a setup for a 1-2, made that wedge for the 1-2 setup. In this 1-2 setup here. So you have a nice setup to the downside. Are we going to go straight down? I doubt it. You know, we had this bearish divergence and we broke down from this area here from the 39.19. We have this dash line that's the top of the week balance that we were talking about, and we had the 37.41 that's the bottom of that balance. So I do suppose just in a range type play that you have your midpoint as well. That's easy to play off of from the top down to the midpoint. It's what happens after that midpoint that really matters. So are we going to go for this move up an A, B down to this monthly and then head higher from there? It's possible. Do I think so? No. Is this impulsive? We have possible impulse move here down. And so that could say that we maybe overnight we actually retrace for a smaller 1-2 setup and then we head down lower. We're not going to play that real tiny, you know, maybe some futures. If we do get back up here, then maybe we'll play some futures lower on that. But we'll continue to monitor this. We have a gap from Sunday night. That gap is probably going to close sooner or later. If not, you know, it in the last two gaps that we had for gap downs, it seemed about, I didn't verify this, but it seemed like we didn't close that gap for a good 1 or 2 weeks. So that's it's not typical in my past history of trading that it waited so long. Usually you just close it right away within that same week, but that seems to be the path. So I don't think we're going to go right up and close it. We might actually even have a impulse move down here. We back test and head down lower. So that's just about it, you guys. We have let's see here. A lot of data coming out this week. I'm not worried about data. It's a catalyst. It makes price move faster, but I don't think it's actually, it changes direction of the movement. So I'm a pure technician. All right. So we have the support line here on the MACD. We're breaking down from that. Something to keep an eye on. Then we have the RSI with the bearish divergence headed to the downside. Bounce back up to the 50 and we're kind of headed there. Do we have I think we had a slight divergence here, right here. So I'm not sure if that's going to cause us to, that might be what I was talking about, where we just actually consolidate up for a little bit, or maybe this becomes a flat. But anyway, it should head lower from here. Okay, so don't forget to like the video and check us out. If you want to give back, you can just go on a Patreon and you can be a $5 patron from there, and I post random things that kind of help out, that some extra information. And I also have trade setups and triggers and alerts offered as well for futures and for swing trades. And also you can follow my IRA. So enough babbling on. Thanks for joining us here at Options Center. Have a wonderful night.